You breathing in and out of my
I'm a butt man. I'm a butt man.
I love to squeeze him. I love to touch him. I love to kick him because I'm a butt man. Because I'm a butt man.
from you breathing in and out of my.
Hello and welcome to Nation of Conversation. Bill,
Me?
you're here.
I
Present?
am here. Present.
Wally,
I'm here.
you're also here.
That
I'm your
checks
host,
out.
Ryan.
He is here.
You're here.
Yep.
Can you confirm?
Confirm.
Do we need a segment
yes,
to be named
yep.
later to confirm that Wally's here?
Confirmation I am here, yes.
Oh, I forgot to put on the TV. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. We got Stanley Cup final tonight.
Let
Oh,
me
it's the finals?
Let me get that
No,
going.
it is the final. Singular.
Wait, what?
What's
Stanley Cup final. There's no S on it.
there's no
Oh, you're correcting our grammar. You're not
There
saying
never
there's,
has been.
You're not saying there's
Common
one.
misconception.
I thought you
yeah.
were saying one game.
Yeah,
for a
that's
second.
what that's why you would say the finals because there's more than one game because it's a
In other
series.
sports, yes.
Yes.
Not in hockey. In hockey, it is the final.
The final. Makes sense. All right, quick. It's
Oh,
episode
Tampa's already winning.
337
Damn.
of the AEW Conversation. I'm going to get that game on in 1 second. But before we do that, we had a real fun Journey of Wrestling last week. Bill, you joined me on Journey of
I
Wrestling.
feel like there was a lot I missed before I joined you.
You did miss a lot. I booked 3 pay-per-views before you showed up. But you got to experience the new character, Ric Flair, out there cutting hair. He has
question
feuds with
is,
people, and he shaves them bald.
Are you ever going to give these guys hair back, or is everyone going to be bald at some point?
I want everyone to be bald.
Okay.
And then we'll see who shaves Flair. Right now, Hogan is bald.
He is.
Macho Man's bald.
He is.
Both of them probably should have been bald at some point in their lives. Or
Yep.
Hogan currently. Glacier got shaved.
He did.
Glacier made it to the title. He got shaved.
He
Well,
earned his
somebody
way
else
there,
got
though.
shaved, too.
60-man battle royal.
Right, he won a 60-man battle royal and got his head
On his
shaved.
own. We didn't even force it through.
No,
He
it was
just
a
did
sim.
Put himself
Sim.
over.
Put himself over, which is insane. Oh, Kevin Nash is also bald.
Oh, Kevin Nash is
Kevin
bald.
got shaved too. Kevin got shaved too.
That's a weird
That's
one.
the kind of wackiness you can find on Thursday Night Journey of Wrestling.
Ryan continues to disrespect the cruiserweights.
Where I get drunk
The
and
Guerreros
book
do
the
nothing.
territory.
He's got the Guerreros doing a combined nothing.
Oh, terrible.
I got to get the Guerreros heated up
You
for
do.
sure. La Parka has the cruiserweight
Yeah.
championship.
Sure, obviously.
I mean, he's on his way up. He's only 30 at this point, so we got time. Got time to get La Parka the title. Anyway, come join us. It's live every Thursday after 8:30 when I can get myself together and actually hit start.
When did I join? Like 9:30.
It was very late in the game.
It was.
It was almost
No,
3.
it was before 10 because Hep didn't ever join.
Right, Dan the Dan didn't show up. It was
9:30.
I think it was almost 3 hours. It was a long booking session. Anyway,
But that's how wrestling is the best, when you have a large committee doing your booking.
I mean, it was just me and you.
Yeah, but if Hep was there and stuff, man, we'd
Committee?
be on all cylinders. That's how it works, right?
Yeah,
You
get
get
as many bookers
People
as you can.
doing different things for different reasons, and you just smush them together.
It's easy to forget though. Like I forgot the Guerreros were there. Like I kind of felt bad, like making fun of Vince McMahon all these episodes. Like I forgot the Guerreros were there. So how much better of a booker am I than you?
Yeah, but you haven't been doing this for 20, 30 years
True.
now?
True.
So,
Speaking of Vince, he released 12 more. I guess not 12.
More than that.
More than 12 talents.
Yep.
There's not a ton of big names here, but there's a couple.
There's a couple. I'm going to toss these out there, and then you can let me know what you think of them. First one, Everrise.
It's fine. They never really belonged, or at least they never were given anything to do. They were funny sometimes, but even then they would just get stomped on.
They were jobbers, but they were starting to do a .com show or a Peacock, whatever they're called now. They were doing a show of some kind.
Sure.
Because they're funny guys.
There.
This one hurt.
Yeah.
Fandango
No,
and
this is
also
great.
Tyler Breeze.
Breezango.
Johnny
Oh.
Curtis,
Breezango.
a.k.a. Curtis,
Ouch.
whatever his actual name is.
Right. Here, talk about him because he's your
He
favorite.
is phenomenal. He was the best part of NXT when it was in the early stages. He carried it. He just was so weird and so funny, but also a good wrestler. And then they made him Fandango, who barely spoke and just did a weird dance.
Yep.
And the thing is, he's great at doing weird dance, but they made him try to actually be a dancer.
Yeah, he had a dancer with him too, right?
Summer
Rae, yeah, Summer Rae.
But give him a microphone and let him just say whatever weird things are in his head, and you will print money.
Yeah,
you
I
will
don't-
sell T-shirts night one.
Once he was Fandango, I don't remember him talking like at all. Basically.
Until
did
they got to the him and until they got to
Breezango.
Breezango, yeah.
Yeah, once they did Breezango, they did the Fashion Files, which
Yeah.
was
great.
Yeah, that was funny.
those were very funny.
But when he was Dirty Curdy,
Dirty
he was money.
Curdy.
He was money.
Dirty Curdy. You think he'll go back to Johnny Curtis?
I hope so, or Kurt, or whatever his actual name is, Curtis something or other.
Weren't Breezango just like challenging for
They were-
tag team title?
1 year ago, NXT Tag Team Champion.
They were the team that NXT knew was good, so they would heat them up a little bit so they could lose to the champions.
Okay.
That was
Right.
their deal.
Yeah, that's a bummer, though. Obviously it's a bummer for them. Anybody losing their job, but they couldn't figure
Yeah.
out how to make this
Tyler
work.
Breeze is also good. He'll catch on somewhere, but
Yeah,
Curtis James Hussey, a.k.a. Johnny Curtis,
Curtis Hussey.
just whoever fight over him, he's going to make somebody money.
He was Fandango for 14 years, I think I saw.
Too long. That's too long.
14 years in the
It's from
biz.
Maine, also.
Like deep south of the Great North, Maine?
Portland.
Or like reg, Maine.
Well, none of it's regular, but Portland, the more regular part of it.
That's the most reg Maine you can get.
Yep.
Anyway, bummer. Those guys are gone.
Yep. So Tyler,
Tyler
Breeze,
Breeze-
he's good too, though.
I
So
think he said that he's considering not wrestling ever again.
I could see that. I could see him
He's
getting
gonna
into
train.
a lot of other things too.
Him and Sean Spears have Flatbacks, which is a training school down in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And he does the streaming stuff with Up, Down, which is going to be really weird if he goes and wrestles somewhere else and they try to make that happen.
Didn't
'cause
WWE
they-
take that over?
Yeah,
somehow?
they own Up, Down, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to be on that anymore, or maybe he will be and just not wrestle. Like that's what happened with Jessamine Duke. She just stopped. She was done wrestling, and they just kept her on as like a streamer on that platform because she's not wrestling anywhere else. Very bizarre. Ari Daivari,
I mean, this
good
is,
hand.
This isn't the first time for him,
This
right?
is
Oh no, he's
this
the
is
other,
one.
the other Davari.
This is the other Daivari.
He's fine, yeah, but
good hand, but yeah, he's cuttable, right?
yes,
Not nice to say that. Oh, this guy was on vacation too. Ari Daivari was on
Was he?
vacation when they cut him. Nice
Jeez.
job.
I have some days off coming up. I have a long weekend coming up.
Oh, watch out.
We'll see. Maybe I can get fired while I'm on vacation myself.
There you
You're
go.
hoping for it?
I'm okay with
He's
it.
got his fingers crossed.
At this point, it'd be fine.
Killian Dane. This one was shocking to me. You can't find anything for Killian Dane to do?
I mean, for him, probably good. Let him go back to being Big Damo.
Good for his own.
But yeah,
career.
you would think a big monster. He's the type of guy that Vince could find something. Even Vince could find something for.
You know what? A monster who can work.
Yes.
This dude could work his ass off.
He sure can.
He was great. And that means that everyone in Sanity has been fired except for Nikki Cross. And guess what? Based on her superhero gimmick that we talked about last week,
Hopefully she's next.
she might be next. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember seeing Killian Dane when he was Insanity when he first came out.
Yeah. It's just
That was back
scary,
when you were still making me watch wrestling.
a scary-looking
And
man.
he was very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. And he has currently was in a tag team with Rockstar Spud.
which is why I'm glad for his
So,
sake that he's
yeah.
not there anymore.
What's going to happen to him now that he doesn't have his partner anymore for no reason? We'll see. This one I was surprised by, but then when I heard Meltzer talking about it, it made more sense to me. Marina Shafir fired.
What did he have to say? Because this makes sense except for that it's Roddy's wife.
It makes sense. I was surprised because I thought she had some potential. She just needed some work, needed to get on TV and do stuff.
See, and I thought, not that she was bad, but I thought of the two, Jessamine was the better wrestler.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was something there. But, yeah, Roddy on TV, I was just shocked by the whole thing. And then he was saying, Meltzer, I believe it was Meltzer, it might have been Alvarez, said, well, once Rhonda got pregnant, they cut bait on Four Horsemen Woman versus Four Horsewomen. So that's
you got to
why
actively try to not book
Marina
that.
and Jessamine were both let go because they don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. But I
Just
wonder
the
if she
reasoning.
doesn't, like now that she's got a kid, if maybe she didn't want to do it that much anymore either. 'Cause
Maybe.
you think they'd want, well, no, I don't, no. You wouldn't think they want to keep Roddy happy because they have no reason to. But they just started using him again.
Right. They just put him back on TV. She couldn't have done something, maybe? I don't know. The Bollywood Boys cut.
I mean,
I'm surprised they were still there.
Yeah.
yes. Yep. They were brought in originally as the Cruiserweight Classic.
Honestly, they were the best part of, somebody said this too, I forget who said it. The best part of, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp. The best part of the Jinder run were the Bollywood Boys
Yeah.
getting beat up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Being
the
goofy,
only thing
right?
I remember from the Ginger run is him looking
Jinder-
like he's on steroids and
Yeah.
then them getting their asses kicked
Jinder
off.
himself in matches not great, but the Bollywood Boys getting smashed by people,
Yeah.
like specifically Randy Orton kicking their ass and dropping them on their heads. Kurt Stallion.
I think I saw him wrestle one match. Whatever.
This is like
And I don't mean that.
these
I
are
mean,
like the
that is
young.
a bad thing to say, I guess, but whatever.
Right.
He's cuttable.
These are the young guys who were coming over from Evolve. Kurt Stallion and August Gray.
Who's not that young.
Don't know who that is.
Also cuttable.
But yeah, both newer people. Artur Rulas, which I can never say right.
This dude, if he was younger,
He's old.
he's old, but
He's older than us, I think.
Looks
Looks great.
He looks like a killer,
think
and he is like a BJJ guy.
I think he's 37.
How long's he been there?
Not long, couple
Like,
years.
Why are you hiring these people if they're too old for you just to be like, oh, 2 years later we're going to count? Like these people.
I don't
I
know.
think it's because the new people in charge.
There
Vince
was a time,
convinced by these people.
very briefly, where him, Cesar Bonani,
Yeah,
and Ty
Ty Conti,
were a Brazilian like crew.
which would have been.
I don't think it was ever official, but they would like show them like hanging out together and stuff.
That would have been fun.
And now they're all gone.
Yeah, now they're all gone. Tony Nese,
He's
Fire.
very good. He's small,
he's excellent in the ring, not great on the mic.
right? But
That's his thing,
he's
but-
very strong. He can do the cruiserweight stuff. He can do anything.
Was he a 205?
Yes.
Yeah, he was cruiserweight champ.
Yeah.
Won it at WrestleMania.
Jesus.
If he was 8 inches taller, Vince would have had belts on him. But
He's
he's
very,
not.
very jacked.
It's hilarious how many of these people you're like, oh, they had a run, and then
And the run was over, so they're out of there. I mean, that is the way wrestling used to work. You have your run, and you move to the next territory.
Yeah, but
because, because
that's
there's
when
no more
there was
territories,
territories.
because Vince got rid of all the territories, there's nowhere else to work. Thankfully, now there's other places to work, I guess. And late breaking that night, of all the reasons, on Friday, like very late. It was like during SmackDown. Tino Sabatelli, who I didn't even know still
This
worked
makes
there,
sense
out of
though,
there.
because he said he was concentrating on getting back to his football career. So that's why.
Did
they
he
cut-
say that?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still there.
He's gone.
Wait,
Anybody-
is his old partner Riddick Moss or whatever? Is he still around? What's his deal?
He was in Raw Underground, right? I
don't
think he's
know.
been cut. As far as I know, I don't think he's been cut.
Sabs was he looked the part.
You remember when the reason I know most about Sabs is because, or know anything about Sabs, is because that NXT behind the scenes show that was on the network that was pretty good for a while.
That was good, yeah.
He was on there as one of like the featured players.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I know him.
He's very athletic. He looks the part. He was
Just
okay in the ring. He was just always
not
very
great.
green.
Yeah.
And not great on the mic, but he could easily pull off the rich jerk because that's what he was.
Right.
He was an NFL player who decided he felt like wrestling.
And, yeah, he did it for a while. So that makes 2021 44 releases so far. And I'm guessing they're not done. I would guess they're not done. That doesn't even count all the people they cut from the office, like the legitimate office, not the booking office, but like people that work at Titan Tower. And 2020, where they cut those same office people, as well as all the wrestlers they cut in 2020, which was another big list. It was like Zack Ryder, Heath Slater, all those EC3, all those people.
The good boy, or the
yeah,
good boys.
The Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers.
And FTR. I don't think FTR were fired, though. They wanted out. They wanted out, and they got out. But anyway, a lot of people gone. I was thinking about Southpaw Regional Wrestling because of Tyler Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet if you went down the cast list of that, because also Fandango was in that.
Fandango was a big part of it. Cena was a big part of it.
Right. But also Luke Harper was in it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Breeze was in it.
Yep.
TJP
was in it.
TJP, who's
Anderson
gone.
and Gallows, weren't they?
Yep.
In it?
Anderson and Gallows were a
it.
big part of it. Jericho was in it.
Yep.
That's
basically
basically
everybody on that thing except for Cena is gone.
And Cena's not around.
He's coming back. He's going to be back at SummerSlam probably.
But that's off the top of my head. That's it.
That's a lot. Other news: Konnan showed up. I showed you guys this promo. Konnan showed up in AEW, doing a little promo on Tully Blanchard and FTR.
Did some good business for him.
I thought this was good business.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know that every youthful 30-something wrestler needs a 50 to 60-year-old to speak for him, but that's the AEW way. So
that's what they do.
Yeah.
At least this one can speak pretty well.
He can.
Konnan, our former friend. I don't think he's our friend anymore, right?
I don't know.
I mean, he should be. Why not?
I mean, he should be, but it doesn't follow us. He said, "Follow me and join my Patreon." And I said, "Okay, I'll follow you, but I can join the Patreon because I don't like Disco Inferno, so I'm not joining your Patreon, Konnan." I think he unfriended us after that. God damn it. WWE fucking everything up, but the one thing they don't fuck up is Roman Reigns. So one thing they consistently do not fuck up in 2021.
Is he still back there?
Edge attacked him on SmackDown. It was a big angle. He smashed him with a chair. He's
Okay.
still bad. Yep.
Here's the problem.
Wait. Edge is bad or Roman's?
Roman is bad. Edge
and
is
Roman's
back.
Roman's the one getting hit with a chair.
Yes.
I've said this since the moment he walked back in the door. But why is Edge your main eventer? Not one of the guys. Why is he your main event guy?
He is. He's a main eventer.
He's, how old did we say? 47?
47.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw Christian being a main eventer on
he shouldn't
AEW.
be either.
Isn't Christian
Like, let these
younger,
guys
though?
have matches, but
They're
they don't
both
need to be in your
about the
title
same
picture.
age. They're about the same age.
You don't need
40-something.
these guys in your title picture.
They are, though. And people seem
they
to
sure
enjoy
are.
it. People seem to enjoy it. So, Roman getting booked.
Do you think that 18-year-old that they're going for gives one crap about Edge?
They don't have any 18-year-old
But
fans.
that's who they want.
They may want whatever they want, but they don't have 18-year-old fans.
You ain't going to get him with Edge. You ain't going to get him with Christian.
Well, I don't know.
They only want that,
50 plus.
5 to 13, 14-year-olds. And then
They're not even getting those, though, I don't think. I mean, every once in a while you'll see a kid, but if you watch, 95 wrestling, there's kids everywhere.
Yeah.
And now there's no kids.
Even when, mid-2000s, tens.
No kids. Because it got too violent, and then parents were fuck this shit.
So the 2010s era.
The PG era when it was back.
That's what,
Still not a lot of kids.
A lot more when you had Cena. And you can't see me.
More, yeah, because they had you could hear the kiddie voices and stuff, and the ladies' voices, but
So you could hear his screams.
you could hear the screams.
piercing
So I guess they
yells.
had them then, but certainly not now. I don't know. We'll see. Something happening at the top of the stairs.
We have a run-in, I think.
We're having a run-in.
Got a duel running.
A dual run-in. Oh boy.
Hi. Could kind of see his face through the left.
Wasn't this a prediction? Wasn't this a prediction of yours?
It was.
Sure was.
Do you want to say anything on the podcast?
Come on. Just blah blah.
And
blah.
I quote, blah, 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 blah.
Hilarious. If WWE did more blah blah blah, they'd get more.
No? Guest appearance. Hi.
Good night.
Good night.
Almost had
I
it.
mean,
You almost had that.
Quote.
Yeah,
I'll quote him though.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's a half a projection at best. I'll
Does
say.
it count?
He gets a half a
I
point.
guess we'll see if we can hear him or not.
We might.
Mm,
The blah blah
maybe.
blah is pretty loud.
Yeah.
Here's another firing story from WWE. There was a writer who went on a podcast talking about how she got hired by WWE. She's a comedy writer. I'm assuming went on some comedy podcast and was like making fun of WWE for hiring her because she knew nothing about wrestling.
Perfect.
And then she tried to explain what was happening in wrestling, and she's like, I don't really know what's going on. There's a Bobby Ashley or something like that, and he has a cool crew, and they wear cool suits, so they're cool. That was like what she said. And then the next day, she was fired.
Yeah.
The next day, she was fired.
I mean,
She earned it.
She did. It was her
Yeah.
own fault, but
Yeah.
she didn't say anything untruthful.
Right. She didn't lie. They said they wanted to hire her. They hired her. She said she knew nothing about wrestling.
I'm curious if she said that in her interview process.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah, without it, there's no way she would have been like.
There's always like non-wrestling people.
Even if she didn't come out and say it, you have to assume that they're asking her about wrestling questions.
No.
No, absolutely not.
I do not assume
No.
that at all.
No, I don't think that's the way they do it. I think they want.
If she's gonna be a writer writing like.
You would think any other show they'd be like,
You would
"Have you
think,
ever
but no, I
watched?
do not.
Have you ever watched this program that you're going to come work for?"
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. You're not hired.
See, this is why this company is the worst.
Yeah. There you go. It's not her fault. It's their fault.
Yeah.
We found out who the Diamond Mine is.
Oh.
A Diamond Mine.
Cool.
Diamond Mind.
Diamond
Whatever it's
Mine.
called. Roddy Strong has a faction. Congratulations. Here's a faction. Your wife is fired. Have a great day.
I don't love this Diamond Mine though. This faction they gave him.
It's
Who is it?
Roddy and
Tyler Rust.
Rust.
Who's a good wrestler, but he's
And
whatever.
Who's the coach? I don't know his
And
name.
a Japanese dude I don't remember who apparently was their like indie darling, except he's like 41 and he got hired to be a coach. No, I don't have any doubt that he can still go and he can be a
Bet
good
you
wrestler.
He can still go. Yeah.
but
sure it'll be
not the dude that I want to build a new faction around.
I'm
mean, I
sure.
guess they're building
And
it
what
around
about Malcolm Bivens as their manager?
We'll see. Sometimes
I like
he's very
Malcolm.
good. Sometimes in NXT it just doesn't matter.
That's true. He's more funny. He's got a much better internet presence than actual on TV presence.
Right. So we'll
far.
see. But this didn't. When I saw the crew, I was not impressed.
So the first three news stories that I see when I look up Diamond Mine, all three of them say released NXT talents were supposed to be part of Diamond Mine.
Yeah.
So
There
they
you
got rid of a
yeah.
bunch
There's
of people.
all kinds of I believe
kind of settled on these guys.
I'm pretty
it
sure
seems?
Marina was supposed to be in Diamond Mine.
Cool.
As
Good job,
like
guys.
A heater or something. Time for a segment. Best match ever of the week.
Yep.
And it's
Arturo and Marina.
simply Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega from the past Dynamite.
From what we saw, it was
Very
pretty good.
good
The end of it
Very
was a good close.
Yeah.
Good match. Bill, segment to be named later. What did we fuck up from last week or forget?
So I ended up having some stuff and didn't get to do everything. So instead, I just wanted to concentrate on the things you specifically said you needed to know.
Oh yeah, we dictated more.
You dictated two different things.
Okay.
First, Wally, you were very concerned about what exactly a mandrel was.
Right.
Right.
How is it different from a baboon?
So it originally was
a
part
baboon.
a baboon.
It was originally classified as a baboon,
Okay.
and then it became its own thing. It's bigger than a baboon.
Okay.
It is in fact the biggest monkey, if you will.
Okay.
Nice.
It is like males are roughly twice as big as the females.
Damn.
Wow.
They have what's the word that I'm looking for? Where like the men and the women look different.
Yeah. Like peacocks were the
Sexually dimorphic
okay.
is the term. Because the bigger and more colorful you are, the more chance you have to mate.
Exactly with
The-
peacocks.
Yes, the males are like twice as big as the females.
Damn.
And they are, what was the other thing? Compared to the largest baboons, it's more ape-like, but it is still a monkey.
Okay.
Okay.
Can live up to 31 years in captivity also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're like bigger, better baboon.
Impressive.
That seems like that's the takeaway is just that they're bigger and better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was there another one?
Yes, there was. You were very concerned, Ryan, about the streak of one Mr. Perfect.
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah,
remember
right. Mr. Perfect, who was undefeated.
So he came in, actually, he first appeared into the WWE in like the early 80s. He was a Joe
right.
Bear.
Yeah, Joe Bear.
But then he came and he had a big streak that led to him fighting against Hogan and stuff.
Mm.
But like everything in wrestling, depends which version you want to go by.
Right.
Because he lost some matches. Then he lost some matches on local TV.
Right.
Then he
That's
lost
what
a
I
big
thought.
match at WrestleMania. And that's the one that, according to WWE, counts.
Okay.
Well, yep.
So essentially what had happened is he came in 88
Right.
and started winning matches, started beating jobbers, and then slowly worked his way up to beat some better dudes.
Did he have the Mr. Perfect name at that point?
He came in this time around as he was Kurt Hennig,
Okay.
but he was the perfect athlete.
Oh, okay.
And he had all these vignettes
Okay.
where he would hit, like,
Those vignettes were incredible.
yes.
Okay.
He would hit home runs, and then he would like just clear a pool table, and just
Okay.
like, and he could do any. He, I think my favorite one is he threw and then caught a Hail Mary.
I think I can't remember exactly, but there was a commercial where was it John Elway around this time, where John Elway threw a football out of the stadium,
Yeah.
like out a mile high, but it was like a Nerf, one of those Nerf.
Oh
footballs,
yeah,
right.
definitely. The vortex balls.
It was like a
yeah.
Nerf vortex or something, and he was like on the end zone, and he threw it out of the stadium.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but it was right around the same time, I feel like, that they came up with these perfect things because they were showing John Elway being able to do these ridiculous
And they
feats.
did get actual athletes to like be in these vignettes with him. So technically, his minimum, depending on the streak, is he won 164 matches without a loss. Now that did include several draws. Once he got to like the other, like Tito Santana, things like that, there's a lot of time limits, you know.
Right, of course.
But according to their official timeline, he didn't lose until he lost at WrestleMania 6. So he went from July of 88 until April 1990 without an official loss.
Wow.
Who do you know, Ryan? I know you won't. But who beat him at WrestleMania? Who finally got over?
Who finally got over that?
Ric
makes me
Flair.
think it's somebody like
No, who like finally got over him? Who was the first one to officially do it at WrestleMania?
That's what I thought it was like. Oh, this person finally got.
Because he
over
did
it.
he did the job at Madison Square Garden to Ultimate Warrior, but that was like only locally broadcast. WrestleMania is the first time it was
I'm guessing
real deal.
it's Hogan or somebody like that.
somebody like that.
Is it
HH. Oh, no.
Macho Man?
Triple H.
It is the Beefcake. Brutus the Barber beat him at WrestleMania to end the
Oh
streak.
my
Okay.
god.
That's an interesting.
Yikes. Brutus the fucking Barber.
Yep. But he went nearly 2 years without a loss when he started his run as Mr.
Wow,
Perfect.
so that was definitely not the Bret Hart thing was definitely not his loss.
no.
His first loss. That
Yeah.
was a year later. Okay.
Well, that's
good.
why we
I'm glad we
wanted
got
to
that
know about
clarification, but I also laughed at the fact that you said what WWE decided was the answer,
'cause
not
he
the
lost-
actual answer.
He had like a run of house show losses, and then like him and Hogan feuded on house shows, and he actually won a bunch of them via like countouts
Yeah,
and stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah.
But also he lost, and then he lost at Madison Square Garden to I think IC champ Warrior, but that wasn't nationally broadcast.
Okay.
So lots of different timelines, as there always is.
course.
And then that actually didn't air on TV even locally, I think, until after WrestleMania. So
Oh, so that's why.
Yep.
The other new segment that is fun, we've got a tie right now. It's 2-2
we sure do.
between the competitors. It is how much is this shit going for on eBay?
This looks to be about
This week-
$6,000.
We have an Ultimate Warrior squirt gun head. Everything is tied. The rules are Price is Right rules. So now that you two are both tied, I can't give the advantage to someone. So I will give the advantage to, or I'll give the first bid, I guess, the opening bid to Bill.
Now,
Opening bid to you, Bill. A Ultimate Warrior Squirt Gun.
Squirt Gun Collectibles is a hobby of mine. I am not an expert.
It's not in a package. It's freebie. It's
but
out.
it looks to be in very good condition.
Looks good. This thing is very
I have to
creepy
assume
looking.
it has had water in it before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks
It's
like
been
that.
used.
That's like in front of a garbage bag.
But it also, I've never seen anything like this.
like this, the teeth with the little spray thing.
Yes.
I like that it's standing up by itself.
Yeah, it can stand up by itself.
Yeah.
There's different squeezy heads. This is not the first or last. There's many other
Okay.
squeezy heads. Some are just heads,
Okay.
but this one has a stand.
Where you're
Now-
Some
Or
are just like
squeeze
simple,
the
just
head.
squeezy
Okay.
heads.
This one, I'm assuming, has a trigger.
As someone who
It
bit of a
appeared
trigger?
to have some kind of like film thing in the back and some sort of trigger.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the trigger's under his jaw, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the trigger's
Yeah.
underneath.
So, as you know, I watch a good deal of PBS, or at least have it on.
Yeah.
So you're an
Antique.
Antiques Roadshow expert?
This is what they would say in Antiques Roadshow. It's hard to say. It's a one of a kind item, even though you just said it's not one of a kind at all.
Certainly not.
But I've never seen anything like it. So it depends
Certainly
on the collector who's going to want to pay for this.
Oh, always.
But we're talking asking price.
What's
asking
the asking
price.
price right now for this item? Ultimate
this?
Warrior Squirt Head.
They want $38 for this.
Wow.
Oh fuck! It's gonna be something stupid high. But
$38, Wally. Your bid. The opening bid.
it's closest without going over, correct?
Closest
I
without
should
going over.
give myself like $15. I'm gonna say $15.
You're gonna
Myself
say
a nice
15. Big cushion.
big cushion in between.
Big
there.
cushion. The actual retail price of this item, if what somebody wants you to pay of this item, is $19.99. Meaning Wally
Yes.
takes the lead now, 3-2.
Make
And
sure-
how much is this shit going for on eBay?
Got that
Apparently,
big cushion.
I'm not.
Give
I'm
yourself
actually
a
not
big
giving
cushion.
wrestling fans enough credit.
Oh my
I
god!
just assume they'll pay any price for any dumb thing.
Now the reason I picked this is because
Because you bought it.
No, I did not. The other squeezy heads, just the heads, are going for way more than just than this.
The full gun is going for less than
The
the
full
squeeze
gun
head.
is going less for than the squeezy head. The squeezy head's going for 55.
So
55.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Okay.
Right. So that's why I kind of throw a little curveball in here on this one. So
Oh boy.
Ultimate Warrior squeezy squirt gun head, 1999. Wow, you're up
Whoa.
3-2 now.
Yes, I am.
Sorry to jump ahead, but Montez Ford is having surgery?
Yeah.
I just saw this note. That's
Hey.
not good.
No, you want to talk about it now?
Yeah, might as well.
I just.
I usually
he
drop
should-
those quick hitters at the end, but yeah, Montez Ford is out. So
He should be at least Intercontinental Champion by now. Oh, that is another bet that I made with the Ghost. Who would end up on top, Montez Ford or Velveteen Dream? And I think we know how that turned out.
I would say Montez Ford.
just by associate, like assimilation or whatever you want to call it, or whatever it's called, osmosis.
you
have
picked
won.
Montez Ford?
I did.
Okay.
So
Yep,
how many
you
50-cent pieces do you own now?
I own at least two, but I'm owed at least, between that and then main event Mercedes Martinez,
Main event Mercedes Martinez.
I'm owed probably another $1 worth of 50-cent pieces.
If he ever shows
It,
back
it's
up.
hard to collect from a ghost, though.
I know.
They
hard to
they,
get.
they don't take their possessions with them after
No,
they die.
They don't do anything. In fact,
They don't do anything.
That's the proper way to describe it.
They don't even haunt the show.
No, nothing. Jupiter's Legacy, Part 3.
Yes.
Wally, this is our weekly review. Every week you're up. You've been doing Jupiter's Legacy,
I have.
and the question is, did it finally break through for us? Did it finally
I
get
wanted
there?
it to. I
I'm
thought it
thinking
might.
No. I'm thinking 7th and 8th.
So close.
Seventh
After-
and 8th episodes, you're going to be like, all right, now I do wish there was a second
yeah,
season.
I'm worried about that.
After the 5th, I thought like maybe we're going somewhere, and after the 6th, I'm like, no, we
Yeah.
took one step forward and then 2 or 3 back.
Yes. Yep. I will say. Well, no.
one-
If you took out all of the present stuff from the 6th episode, then yeah, it still would have went forward.
Here's what I'll say about the present. The only thing that has become clear to me is that not the son, but the daughter is the next Utopian. That is all that has become clear to me.
Chloe.
Yeah. She's the Utopian.
So we're Jupiter's Legacy, episode 5. It's
Right.
called "What's the Use."
And for reference, there's no wrestlers anymore. We're done. We're done with wrestlers in these two
You
episodes.
still see Black Star.
He's in there.
We see his dead body.
It's still like you see like clips from the first episode every once in a while.
We see
where
his
he,
autopsy. Though.
yeah, where you see.
So
yes.
it's not actually like we're not seeing the actor.
We do actually see him for this at
We see
least
him at the end?
at least the 8th episode. Probably I think the 7th episode as well. But
He's got a fan club.
yeah, so we're gonna start. We're gonna break it up again. We're gonna do the past of the episode 5.
Okay.
So we're going to run through the past. So Sheldon is back home from Kansas.
Yes.
I think that's where
yes,
it
is.
was.
Visiting the dude from
Red Foreman.
That 70s show.
Yep.
Who shot
So
himself.
he's still having flashes of visions and stuff. So he goes and he digs up his father's grave and he takes his pocket watch.
Oh, that is glossed over so much.
Yes.
He just digs up a dude.
And it just shows like maggots eating
Yeah.
eyeballs. Real
Yeah.
gross.
Jesus.
Then he goes and talks to George about his visions being real. He totally believes that his visions are real. He tells him about seeing the group of people around the table, the people that he
Right.
knows, the people he doesn't know.
All right.
They agree to go on this adventure to the middle of the ocean where the
How?
coordinates are.
How?
Because
How?
the real protagonist of the story sells everyone else on it. He gets his one friend to agree, and he's like, "Listen, man, you're crazy, but I'll help you out because you're my dude."
Yep.
And then he's the one that like convinces most of them to do it,
Yes.
or at least he knows how to counterpoint.
The arguments,
yes.
yes.
I
I will
do-
say to the how, it does seem like where are they getting the money?
Yeah, nobody has money,
What are you
right?
talking? They all have money.
Because
No, because George is
We'll s-
bankrupt.
yes.
He's being kicked
Their
out of his mansion.
companies are
We'll s-
bankrupt. They have money.
we'll
They're rich white people. They have money.
so all right. So
Apparently they are.
the two of them go to the newspaper to see if Grace will join them on the expedition.
Oh,
And she just got fired
so
for
she's
being
free.
a girl.
She's totally free.
Yep.
And so she agrees to go with them. The next,
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a vagina. You can no longer work it.
Yep. And yeah, like you said, George basically convinces her to go because he says, "Listen, even if you find another job at another newspaper, they're not going to give hot stories to a dame in a skirt." He says, and she's not happy.
Which she had said
She's not
earlier.
happy
He
about that.
she had said that like I got fired for being a dame in a skirt or something. He,
yeah,
like, threw it back.
because I
in her
don't have a
face.
penis in my.
right.
And I did like his little under the breath. Well, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Because she's
She's fired.
She's an aggressive lady.
feisty.
She's feisty. All right. Then we see that
So she must have a penis.
the one black mill worker who Sheldon has talked to and his son, who happens to be Fitz. They
Yeah, I didn't catch that the first like 4 episodes.
yeah,
either.
it took a while.
I blew that.
I feel like I
They
figured that out.
they go home and they find Sheldon and George in their house. They want Fitz to go on the expedition with him, but he doesn't want to go, so they leave.
You fired us. Go fuck yourself.
Yep, that's his point. And then his dad convinces him after they walk out. He convinces him that no, you should take this chance and
I
go
love
with
the
him.
way he did it too. When he was like, when they were all there together, he had his son's back and was
Yeah.
like, "Get the hell out of my house."
Yeah.
Then after they left, he's like, "Hey, idiot, they're gonna pay you a lot of money to go do this, and right now neither one of us is working."
Yeah, it
We
was
need
something
money.
like you don't air your dirty drawers in front of company.
Yeah.
And no matter who walks through that door, they're company, just like your mama said.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, oh God, so good. I need more of that guy.
Yeah, why couldn't he become a superhero?
Yeah, seriously. So the dad convinces Fitz to go with him, but Fitz goes outside and he tells him he wants his pay up front, but he's gonna go with him.
And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we can do it."
Yep,
because
and
we're
he-
rich white
We're
guys.
rich white guys.
We have
he's,
the money.
He's smart though to get the money up front.
Yes,
So.
he absolutely is.
So he can give it to his parents. Good guy.
Yep. So they go and they meet Walt, and Walt tells Sheldon that they were voted out of the company. They lost.
I love this scene.
They
I actually
lost
love
their-
this scene.
yeah.
Because he's at the like boardroom and he throws his hands up. You weren't here. We got voted out. You fucker.
I asked you to do one thing.
Show up.
Show up and you didn't. So now we don't have a company anymore.
Ooh, they hit the post.
He also tells him that they're selling the company for pennies on the dollar, and they might lose the house. So again, where are they getting the money from?
I don't know. How are you doing
They
this?
have money.
Selling those eggs, those hard-boiled and soft-boiled eggs for money, maybe?
Sheldon tries to convince Walt to go on the expedition with him. He finally tells him about all the visions he had in Kansas and about the coordinates. Walt is obviously pissed about losing the company, and Sheldon tells him that none of that matters anyways. And that's not what Walt wants to hear. So
Said it matters to me.
yeah. Later, George goes over and he talks to Walt, and they talk about their relationship with Sheldon and how they're both trying to help him. Walt doesn't think it's a good idea to egg on his delusions, but George thinks Sheldon needs the journey in order to heal from their dad's death. So this convinces Walt to join the expedition. Then we see Sheldon talking to Jane, his fiancée, about the journey, and she asks if he saw her in the visions, and he says no. So she takes off her ring.
Which she divorces.
Clearly
this
is
guy.
enough for him, though. He doesn't fight it at all. It's not like, you're not in my visions, but like, I need you there supporting me. He's just like, nah, you ain't my future.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
Was I in your vision? Nah.
So they break up, and that's how the past of episode 5 goes down.
That's how that lady's gone. She gone. Side note before you start again.
Okay.
Carey Price just fucking made an incredible save.
He's the only
on
reason they're here.
Stamkos. He just gloved Stamkos in point blank range. That
Price
was
is the reason these guys are in the
That was
finals.
very
right now.
impressive.
I think I got to root for the Canadians.
No.
Just because the
F
Canadian team
them.
win.
Well, no, just because, like, the Costellos. I've been friends with them
right.
forever. They're literally from Montreal, some
you
of
go.
them. So they are
Boo
all
the
Canadians.
Costellos.
No.
Here's the story that I've had to put in my head, because I don't want either of these teams to win.
Yeah.
The Lightning are in the Bruins division, and they knocked them out of the playoffs last year on their way to winning the title.
Okay.
Bad.
That's real hard
Canadians are the Yankees. They're the storied franchise that also happen to be Boston's biggest rival.
Bad.
for a long time, yeah.
So I cannot root for them. So what I've convinced myself is that I need the Lightning to win, so next year the Bruins can knock out the 2-time defending champs on their way to winning the title.
Oh, okay.
I like
I've
it.
got a question. How is Montreal in the West?
It's not the West.
Do they reseed
This
throughout the...
this year only.
Okay.
They made 4 divisions that were
Canada.
geographic only, like in nature.
Okay.
So they had one, because of the code restrictions, was the 7 Canadian teams.
Oh.
They played amongst themselves. Then they played the winner of the Western Division. They
And
beat
that's how
Vegas.
They came out from Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this year only, they played in a all like East to West Canada only division, and then won the next series to get into the final.
What you're telling me is there's an asterisk here.
Did
Yes, definitely asterisk.
so? Did they play the entire regular season? Just
Yes,
Canadian teams?
Each division only played those 6 to 7 other teams within their division.
Oh,
They did not travel at all until the semifinals.
Lightning
two.
score.
When there was there's only one team left in each division. They
Yeah.
had to.
Okay.
So what they took a poll of the players,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to go back to normal divisions. They don't want to just play the same 6 teams over and over.
Yeah.
But the
Jesus
other thing they
Christ.
did
Yes.
this year to help with travel, and also because of the way they did it, was they would have like series almost, where you'd play the same team like 2-3 times in a row to
kind of like baseball.
to help with travel among
Yeah.
other things. And the players actually love that. They want to keep that.
That's not a bad idea. Like a lot more sports should do that.
And
Well,
I actually
there's not a lot. More
I think
sports
it's
that
great
should do
because
that.
Basketball
Should
the
do that.
second game of like a back-to-back is intense because
Yeah.
they're real mad about whatever happened in game 1.
Right?
And then they just the next night or 2 nights later they're playing again.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so back to Jupiter's Legacy, episode 5. We're going to talk about the present day now.
Yes.
So we start with the Utopian, who's talking to a therapist about all of his problems.
I hate the utopian talking, but I do
Yeah.
like this twist.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah, I hate
he's talking about the strains with his wife Grace, how Chloe hates him, and about Brandon killing Black Star and how the country agrees with him. They go through all of that stuff.
Which he's most mad about the country agreeing with.
Yes.
Yeah, like my
Fact.
wife, whatever.
Yeah. Who cares about any of that other stuff?
Of course, Chloe's gonna hate me. I'm yeah, whatever. Yep.
But mostly I'm mad at the country.
Yep. So Chloe is in the hospital and she wakes up and Hutch is there. And that's that scene.
Yeah.
Then we see Sheldon working on his farm when Grace gets home. He tells her that he sent Brandon to the Union to watch Black Star's autopsy, which they have an argument about because she didn't want him to
She thinks it's
do
gross.
that.
Yeah.
We go to the Union, and Brandon and Uncle Walt talk a little bit about the battle and why Brandon's now having second thoughts about killing Black Star.
Yeah, and
Uncle
Uncle Walt is just like,
I'm glad
he's
did
not
it,
here,
basically.
but we are.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, he's not. He still hasn't come out on the we should start killing people, but you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet Barnabas. I literally no idea. No
Nope.
idea who this is.
Nope.
Nope.
Just another superhero guy.
I enjoyed him.
So he
Marty Skrull-ish.
Yeah,
Who?
he's Marty Skrull.
Skrull?
I know who you're saying, but who? Who?
Your former favorite wrestler.
I know, one of my favorites who's now not a wrestler anymore, basically.
So he arrives to help with the autopsy because he has to help remove the armor from
Do you
fake
still run
Black
the Fan
Star.
Club website? Or is that defunct?
No, I do not. I do not anything, Marty Skrull. On the record.
So
I did love him, though.
Barnabas removes the fake Black Star's armor, and Fitz and his daughter, who I don't remember her name, start performing the autopsy. And they find this weird metal orb inside him, and Barnabas manipulates it into opening up.
Tanika Petra Small is her name. The Flare, too.
The flare.
Oh, okay.
So he opens this little orb, and inside they find a pocket watch. The Sheldon's father's pocket watch. And at this point, we've already seen him steal it from his dead father.
Gross.
We go back to Sheldon talking to his therapist about his nightmares reliving his father's death. His therapist understands why Sheldon is so attached to his code. Sheldon thinks it's like he gives a reason, and Sheldon says, "Oh, it's basically because I'm a giant narcissist." And he responds with something, but I'm like, "No, you basically just said he's a giant narcissist." So that's it.
Yeah, confirmed.
So then Sheldon goes home, and he finds his father's watch at home, and it's identical to the one that's found in the fake Black Star. Walt says that only George could have built this orb, so Sheldon goes and tracks down Hutch to ask about George. We see Grace show up at the Union. She talks to Brandon for a little bit before Walt, Barnabas, and Fitz come in, saying that they're going to use their powers to try to reanimate the fake Black Star's brain so that Walt can read his memories.
It's going to cause an issue, I feel like.
Maybe.
Probably.
Sheldon and Hutch discuss his father, George. Hutch hasn't seen his dad for a long time, and they have a tense conversation about it. Hutch uses his teleportation rod to take them to his dad, and they end up in a strip club. Which he says that every time he tries to find his father, it brings him to a different strip club.
Which probably means his dad is there. You just got to look in the back room.
Oh, going in that champagne room.
The
That's where
thing
he's
that
at.
I hated about this was he tries to... Utopian picks it up, and he says, like, Iowa or home or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
And
work.
he, like, just, like, squeezes it, and he's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't get to teleport him. Yeah.
Exploded hearts with it.
Right. Of other
But
superheroes.
Utopian can just, like, hold on to
Why?
it, and that's enough.
He's too strong to be manipulated by the teleportation, I guess. I don't know.
It was dumb.
It was kind of dumb.
George doesn't want to see him.
Like, I could see him transporting away and then immediately flying right back. Be like,
Yeah.
hey,
he
idiot,
got
stop doing
there
that.
very quickly.
He did.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Very, very
He knew
quickly.
exactly where in Iowa this guy
Found
showed
him
up.
so fast. It was like he teleported. Hutch took like 3 steps, and
Yeah.
he got blasted by laser eyes.
Yeah.
Laser laptop.
So Sheldon leaves him, but he tells him if George reaches out to him, let him know. Then we see Hutch and Chloe having sex because hot people have sex whenever they want.
What was this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just decided they were going to have sex.
Yep.
We didn't even ever see why.
Nope.
They just are.
Yep.
Okay.
Hot people have sex whenever they want.
Also,
that's
like,
the reason for this episode.
the-
This scene.
Their whole thing makes no sense. She stole drugs from Hutch.
him.
He shows up while she fucking
ODs.
snorted them all and is
Yeah.
ODing. He's evil, like he said in the last episode. I'm fucking evil now, so I'm going to kill people.
Yeah.
she did this terrible thing and you probably owe people money, yet you're going to help her go to the hospital, then bring her back and then have sex with her. What is going on here?
I think the end is why.
Hot people have sex.
Hey, if I help her not die, maybe I can have sex with her.
Yes. Hot people have sex because they
Okay.
get to have sex whenever they want.
Okay.
So,
Or maybe he was like, I can manipulate her, but I think more he just wanted to have sex with her.
yeah. So he tells her that Sheldon visited him, and she gets all freaked out, but he said it wasn't about her. And then
Yeah.
they have sex again because, hot people have sex whenever they
Okay,
want.
this is another thing that in like sitcoms, or not sitcoms, but like shows, when people have sex, literally just finish having sex.
Yep.
And then they say something, and then they have sex again. Like, it's possible to have sex immediately after. I don't know
Yep.
what world these people are living in, but
Then we're going to end this episode with Sheldon talking to his therapist about his breakup with Jane back in the, 20s, whatever. They discuss that reality and the world are shit and that morality doesn't affect the outcomes that each individual face. The therapist basically tells him that, Sheldon, you're too black and white, but the world is shades of gray.
50 of them, even.
And
sexy.
their time is up, and Sheldon leaves, and it turns out his therapist is one of his old enemies, and he's in
course.
Supermax jail.
What
Dr. Smartbrain or something like
Yeah.
something that dumb.
What a massive dick.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in jail, but then continually visit you for therapy.
Yeah.
And the guy's pissed when he walks out. He like smashes his fist down, and then like we see that. I thought this was interesting. I wish they had
Yeah.
done it the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Like start in episode 1 with therapist stuff, and
yes.
then lead to this moment where we find out that this is a bad guy.
That would have been good.
That would have been way better.
Instead of just one episode.
Instead of
it.
just now, like then he can do all of his monologues and shit to the therapist.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Episode 6, Cover Her Face. Don't know why it's called that one. Actually, what was the last one called?
I'm trying to picture why. They
I
were.
have
What's
no idea.
what's the use? Okay, that makes more sense because that's basically Sheldon's question
Yes.
Right.
to his
Cover
therapist.
her face.
Cover her face.
Must mean something.
with what?
Careful.
So
You're PG on this show.
I just asked a question.
Careful.
You're making it something it's
Careful.
not.
I'm not making anything.
So we're gonna start with the present day for this one. Sheldon and Grace are having sex because sex.
Yep.
But he leaves because he hears a comet coming.
Mid-stroke.
Yeah. She's. It seems like she's very close,
He just leaves.
and he
in the
leaves,
middle.
and she's just like, fuck.
Nice.
So somehow she starts looking through old pictures and newspaper clippings. That's basically just to set up the past scene.
Is that all of the present day?
No.
Oh no.
No, there's a lot more. This one actually has a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. That's right. Yes.
Brandon's putting in a new fence, and he's talking to Ruby, another superhero.
Ruby Riot.
She leaves when Grace comes, and then the two of them have a talk, kind of about nothing. Then the next scene, we see some young heroes fighting villains. It seems like the villain is down, and this one young hero wants to finish him off while he's injured, but Jana, the goody two shoes, doesn't
Yeah,
want
she's
him
like a
to.
fairy.
So she gets in his way, and then Grace shows up, and she stops him as well. He basically says that the rules have changed. It's they're trying just not to get killed now. Like that's the rules. Just don't die. Then eventually Grace and Jana go to Supermax, and they're talking about the increasing problems from the villains, how the villains are getting like more dangerous and trying to kill instead of just trying to be villains,
They-
like steal and stuff like that.
It's
But-
like they must fear for their lives now because superheroes are killing people.
yeah, it was the Black Star death has them all riled up. Is
Yeah.
one of the lines, and Grace lets it slip Jana lets it slip that Chloe was in the hospital, so that's how Grace finds out that she was in the hospital. Then we see Chloe and Hutch about to have sex again, but he decides he needs to go pee first. And Grace shows up outside the window, and she talks to Chloe about their strained relationship before flying off. Fitz and Grace talk about how the heroes might have to abandon the code and start taking lives as well. all this time, Grace hasn't said, we should. She's sticking. She's still sticking to the code, but like she's
standing by her man. But you can tell she doesn't agree.
She doesn't believe it. She's just saying the words, kind of thing. So finally, she shows up at a situation outside of a abandoned warehouse or whatever, and she hears that Jana, who is Ghost Beam, is inside fighting a villain named Baryon. So she goes inside. She eventually finds Jana, whose dying last words are that she didn't break the code, and this totally makes Grace flip out. So she finds Baryon, who is basically Purple Electro.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's Purple Electro.
Yep. What's Electro?
That dude who shoots lightning out of himself.
Yeah.
Electricity.
Look up Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man, though.
They
the
look
Jamie
the same.
Foxx.
Yeah, they look the same.
So they fight and she beats him and she starts pummeling him. So
he's down too.
Yeah, he's down. He's out.
Knocks him out.
Baryon.
He easily could have just gone to jail at this point.
Yeah.
But
And
because he killed Jana,
she keeps pummeling him.
she beats him to death.
Well, she walks outside, and she's covered in blood, and the cops ask what happened, and she says that Ghost Beam's dead, but Baryon gets to live. So she didn't kill him.
She didn't kill him, just a little old-fashioned police brutality.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it
But
was?
it's like the last straw. Like this, it seems like this is the last time she's not going to go all the way.
So we're gonna get Grace killing somebody?
Maybe. So Grace goes home, and Sheldon gets home from blowing up the meteor or whatever, and she tells him that she saw Chloe and that Ghost Beam is dead. Well, she says Jana, and he goes Jana, and she tells him Ghost Beam because he doesn't know people by being people.
Because he's such a piece of shit.
Yep.
Yes.
There is at one point where she says that being a superhero and being human aren't mutually exclusive. I think that's in the fifth episode.
That's when they're on the farm
Yeah.
arguing.
Because he's like, oh, doing the right thing and not killing, something like that isn't being mutually exclusive. So she throws it right back at him. Fuck, that's gotta hurt.
Took a slap shot right to the ribs.
Yeah. So next we've got the past of episode 6. The group, which is currently Sheldon, Walt, George, Grace, and Fitz, are now in Morocco, and they're talking to a ship captain who's telling them that every ship that's gone to the coordinates that they want to go to has wrecked, hasn't come back. He doesn't want to go. Walt puts down more money, and that convinces him.
Yeah, Walt's
More money
got to do it.
somehow.
Yeah. So basically, all of the group except for Sheldon and George still don't know why they're going there. They still have no idea. Grace is starting to ask questions, but they board the ship and they have to hand over their guns because it's captain's rules. We see Grace taking pictures of the trip, but she notices Sheldon talking to himself, but George covers for him. Then later on, Grace and Fitz overhear Sheldon talking to himself in his room. So they ask Walt about it, but he says Sheldon's fine. All of a sudden, the engines stop, so their conversation ends. They find out the boat is taking on water. Sheldon doesn't believe the captain. He thinks he's trying to get more money out of them or something, but he's also seeing his ghost father all the time, so he's just freaking out.
Weird ghost dad.
Yep.
Who you dug up.
Yep.
Ghost Dad.
So messed up.
So Sheldon argues with the captain. Fitz goes to the engine room and tells them how to fix the problem.
Yeah. Right. He's like,
Hey, I know I'm black, but I'm smarter than you guys.
I'm
Yeah.
smarter than both of you. Listen to me, please.
The white guy is giving him a hard time, and the Moroccan guy is like, oh, good job. I like you.
Yeah. Oh, and also you talk shit to that guy, so
Yeah.
I like you too.
So Grace sneaks into Sheldon's room when he's not there, and she starts snooping around, and she finds his weird drawings when Sheldon and Walt enter the room. Walt sees the drawing of his dead father and the pocket watch. So they get into an argument about it because he knows that they buried their father with the pocket watch.
Yikes.
But their argument gets interrupted by an alarm. So they go up onto the deck, and the ship has found a man overboard. And Sheldon recognizes him. He says it's the last person from his visions. He's like, I know this is
the other
your
guy
Because
at the table.
they were saying they needed the captain because he was one of the guys.
Yeah,
And they're like, well, we're still missing one. And he's like, I don't know, maybe he's on the ship.
yeah.
We'll just, whatever, we'll go for it.
Yep.
Carey
So
Price, you
we
son of a
get
gun.
to hear this guy's story. He's a surgeon, but he's a surgeon with, like, I don't know, Doctors Without Borders predecessor, whatever.
And we don't know this guy. Like,
no.
we've never seen him. He's not a superhero they talk about.
Nope. He's not even
Or-
Barnabas.
I
I thought it was going to be Barnabas, not
right.
Barnabas.
We've never seen this guy, I don't think.
I don't
ever.
believe so.
No.
Maybe he's in, like, the picture of all the superheroes in the town hall or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they are.
So
The
Shit, where'd I
Union,
go?
I think is what
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Union.
So
Corporate union.
he tells them about an unnatural storm that destroyed a ship, and this scene is intercut with Red Foreman's story about the unnatural storm that destroyed his ship that he told Sheldon at the farm. So obviously the captain wants to turn around, but Sheldon finally tells everybody about his visions from the farm. Obviously chaos ensues. Grace is yelling at Walt
Guns are
because
pulled.
Guns are pulled. Sheldon starts yelling at his ghost father, and everybody finds out that he's been seeing his father. So the captain tells his sailors to bring him back to. They pulled their guns and they bring him back to his room. But on the way, he beats the sailors up, grabs the gun, and goes topside.
I have a gun.
The ship is now in a huge storm, so Sheldon's waving the gun around, telling the crew to keep the ship on course. Everyone gets up on the deck and is telling Sheldon to put the gun down. Ghost Father is yelling at him. Grace is trying to talk him off the ledge, but Ghost Father is trying to tell him to kill everybody. Sheldon finally throws down the gun, and when he does, the storm lifts. We see fog on the horizon, and Sheldon starts hearing a loud ticking noise, so he pulls out the watch. And then everybody starts hearing this super loud ticking noise. Finally, the face of the watch cracks, and the ticking stops.
Oh, yes.
The fog...
This is when I was hard fighting sleep.
Yeah, the
Yes.
fog clears, and they all see the island from the coordinates, and credits. Fucking motherfuckers!
And
Yeah, it didn't get
the
anywhere.
reason he doesn't kill anybody is because Grace says
It's not real in your... It doesn't matter what's real in your head.
the thing
It's
that
real to
he's been
you.
saying earlier in the episode about no life is worth taking, so you shouldn't do that ever.
Okay.
Which is obviously where he gets the code
He gets the
from,
code. All right.
which she doesn't agree with, even though she gave him the code. And then they find that cool looking
Mountain island. Yeah.
and then that's it. So it's like it's building to this cool thing. A cool thing is finally going to happen. No, not really.
Nope.
No.
Episode 7 and episode 8. That's when we get...
Cool things?
Yeah.
You're not selling me. You're not
I'm-
selling me on the cool things.
I'm pretty sure all the best stuff happens in 8.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
Probably.
the entire 8th
Will it
episode.
make
All the
it
best
worth
stuff
it?
happens in season 2.
Yeah.
Will it make it worth it? I like any time they fight bad guys. But it's like so few
Yeah.
and far between.
Though her face when she's fighting Baryon is just stupid. She's like,
Making some silly faces. Yeah.
It's like, no.
Well, he's
please-
making a silly
please stop.
face right now.
I was.
I wish I had a picture of that.
No.
All right, that's Jupiter's Legacy.
Yes.
Episodes. What was it?
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Yes.
So we got 2 more to go.
Is this
more.
one of the things where the last episode's like 2 hours long?
No.
Okay, good.
Nope.
36 minutes, actually. The
So
short.
actually, I think there's
Did
a
you watch them all?
cliffhanger. I think there's a cliffhanger at the end of the 7th episode that you're like, all right, that's really good. But like during the episode, it
Nothing
gets
happens.
good. No, during the episode it gets good, and then you see the 7th, the cliffhanger at the end, and you're like, fuck. Now I need to see this, and
So now we're
the
getting
second
into the good stuff.
season's never gonna come.
It's never going to come, unfortunately.
Can I get a graphic novel of this, please?
Probably it's already out
There's
there.
got to be one, right?
This is based on something.
It's based
Is it?
on something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there is one. There's got to be one. Do you have a top 5 this week? The rare double Wally segment back to back.
No.
No top 5.
No.
All right, the quick hitter we talked about, Montez Ford, out with surgery. Trent Beretta, out neck fusion surgery.
Did you say what Montez Ford's surgery was?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I'll have to look that up. Nikki Cross's new name is Nikki Ash, a.k.a. Ash is in Almost a Superhero.
Oh.
That is her new name.
Oh, God.
Oh, like superhero in training?
It's pretty much. They're running that
Shit.
back.
That was the thing. That's a gimmick that they did. Do you remember the Hurricane?
Yeah.
Yes, and his partner was.
He had a guy that he was training called, his name was Rosie, and he was superhero in training. And it had that acronym across his chest.
Was Hurricane part of the natural disasters?
No.
No, that was earthquake.
Hurricane was Gregory Helms? He was a
Yes.
smallish dude, but he would come out with like a cape and a mask, and he would do superhero poses in the ring and stuff.
Then I don't remember him at all. Who were the natural disasters? Earthquake?
Typhoon and Earthquake.
Typhoon, okay.
Who were also John Tenta, a.k.a. the Shark.
Okay.
And Typhoon was a.k.a. Tugboat, a.k.a.
Yeah.
He fell through a wall and his helmet fell off.
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster, yes.
The Shockmaster.
John Tenta also was a legit sumo wrestler, but he had to stop because he had tattoos.
Oh.
Right. They didn't like that.
And then he beat
he went-
Yokozuna in a sumo wrestling match. He beat Yokozuna.
What I saw was that, or Bleacher Report says that his surgery was unrelated to his injury.
Really?
That's what
It says-
two days
no.
ago.
Montez Ford has a shoulder injury. Oh, the Canadians back on the board.
2-1. Good guys.
Oh, this is still game 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a long way to go. All right, next week's review. You're going to get mad at me.
Yep, I am.
You really are.
Tubi.
No, it's not on Tubi. It's
Oh.
on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah.
The movie
Oh, it's a movie.
documentary is called You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Okay. Oh, it's Nick Gage.
Actor David Arquette attempts a rocky return to the sport that stalled his promising Hollywood career.
Promising?
That's what it says. This won awards. Critics' Choice Award for Best Sports Documentary. Music City Films Critic Award, Best Documentary Film. South by Southwest winner for Best Editing.
Hour and a half? Oy.
Hour and a half.
My main issue is that I'm pretty sure this is going to culminate with Nick Gage on our screen, Wally.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Fucking A.
We get Jungle Boy Jack Perry in there. We get Jerry.
We get Courtney Cox.
Jerry Sags is in this.
I will say, in the Bobby Heenan book, he had nice things to say about David Arquette in WCW.
Really?
Yeah.
He did.
He said,
How
like,
so?
he said, like, you didn't know, like, yeah, it was dumb that he came in and had the title and all this, but he said, well, you didn't know, I forget exactly what it was, but it's something like all the money that he made from WCW, he, like, donated.
Really?
Oh.
Like, he, like,
I mean, Arquette.
he came in and he, like, ruined storylines, but he was, like, a really good dude.
I don't think he booked himself to win the title though. Like, if
Right.
people don't understand that. Like, he came in because he loves wrestling.
And because
because
he
he
had Ready
did-
to Rumble,
He did that movie,
which we
and
still never watched.
They thought
yeah,
it
we
would be
haven't.
shocking to give him the title. So, what are you gonna say? Like, no, I don't want the title.
That's fair. That's fair.
That would be dumb. Please don't give
I'll
me
see
the
if I can
title.
remember, but yeah, Bobby Heenan
Right?
had good things to say about him.
I mean, if he's a real fan, he'd be like, no, that's stupid. You can't give me the title. If he's a real fan, he'd know.
They're all blowing smoke up your ass and say a big actor going to win the title. Anyway, You Cannot Kill David Arquette. It's 90 minutes. It's on Hulu. You can watch it. It's got a 7.2 on IMDb. It seems to be a pretty good movie, documentary. It's got highest ratings. Yeah, and who else is in this? There's some other funny.
Eric
Dudes.
Bischoff, Ric Flair, and Mick Foley, I
The
see.
Nasty Boys. are both-
Patricia Arquette and
course.
Courtney Cox.
Of course.
Courtney Cox is annoying, right? Is that just me?
I kind of like her.
Mm.
Like,
I don't think I've ever enjoyed her.
there are some times where I do and sometimes where I don't.
She was very
But
annoying in Scream.
I
She was very annoying in Friends. And she was annoying in
there were parts
Cougar
of
Town.
there was parts of Friends that she was okay in, but yeah, she got worse as the seasons went on. She was okay in the beginning.
Yeah, they like
seasons.
played up her
Her-
weird,
being a neat freak. That thing.
a control freak, neat freak. Yeah.
I'm trying to find a review of this from somebody I actually know who it is.
Adam Patterson.
No.
I don't know who that is either.
Pat
Owen
Patterson's son.
Gleiberman.
Nope.
Rotten Tomatoes.
That's somebody you would know, I guess, right?
83%.
Let's go with Keith Loves Movies, whatever that is. See if this is an easy to read review. Emotionally rewarding. That's what he says. Everyone loves a good underdog story, and this is a documentary that delivers in surprisingly emotional experience. 86%. Hard to think of another documentary that was this electrifying. Huh. All right. So it's supposed to be good. We'll see if it's any good. That is it for this week. That's the end. We'll see if the Canadians can make the comeback.
Hopefully
What are we
not.
going to do when hockey's not on Monday nights anymore? What are we going to do? We need to find something else
Baseball.
to put on.
No.
Baseball.
Dear God.
That's what's on all summer. That is what's on all summer.
Jeez,
There's
Louise. There's
gotta
got
be
to be
soccer.
Raw?
There's gotta
Raw?
be-
Is it better than Raw?
the Olympics will be
Yes.
on in a few.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
yes.
That'll be on Mondays for a
I
while.
can't wait to
right?
ignore you two for an hour and a half while I just watch the Olympics. I don't even care. I'll watch rowing for an hour and a half. That's fine.
All right, that's it. Peace out.